Hey, this is Matt, and you're listening to Better Content Everywhere. Hey everyone, welcome to Better Content Everywhere. This is the podcast that helps you create clear, consistent, and compelling content. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of repeating yourself and the value of a good customer journey map. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of repeating yourself and the value of a good customer journey map. Look, if you're like me, you maybe hate repeating yourself. I absolutely despise it, right? I've got this internal expectation that I should only have to say something once, right? And it should stick. Twice, maybe. But the reality is that doesn't work, right? We have to repeat ourselves. We can't expect our friends and our families and our customers and clients to get it just because maybe we said it one time months ago or at the beginning of an engagement or because we have it written down in a policy somewhere that nobody ever reads. So here's an example, right? I can't count the number of times that I've heard from people who are struggling with what to do when a customer asks for a refund on a membership or a subscription for the pieces they didn't use, right? So the stuff they paid for and maybe months behind that they didn't use. So let's look at an example. Let's take a customer who signs up for a gym membership. They get several months into the end of the year there, and they've stopped going to the gym after month one, right? So maybe they've got 4 or 5 months worth of membership that they just haven't been using, and they want to cancel. So then they take that next step and they say, hey, can you refund me for these months that I was paying but I wasn't actually going? So what do? Well, ultimately, this is it's a customer service decision and a business decision for you in terms of do you refund that or not? But I would say make it as friction-free as possible for that member to cancel and then ultimately to get them to come back. Again, if you're going to refund, do that. If you're not, don't. That's a business decision. And that's something for a different episode of this podcast. But how can you avoid ever getting there in the first place? That's the question. So this is where customer journey maps and really being willing to repeat yourself come into play. Let's go back to our customer. When they signed up, I'm sure that you were probably very diligent about explaining the terms and conditions and mentioning that your refund policy specifically states that you do not offer refunds for the unused months during the membership period. No, you weren't. And nor should you be, because at that point, you're focused on creating a great experience. That's not the time in the customer's journey to go through that info in detail. And what likely happened is that policy is buried in a confirmation message in the fine print somewhere because you're afraid that the more a customer sees that policy, the more they might want to ask for it. But if we've taken the time and we've created our customer journey maps, we know exactly when we can communicate that information, and we can do that consistently at those points. Better yet, we can leverage messages that entice those members to want to use their membership more frequently. So that way we reduce churn, right? Because they're using it and they're getting value, and we're going to increase customer loyalty. The answer here really, it's not to make sure that you explain your refund policy better when the customer converts. It's about onboarding and communicating with your customer in a way that's going to make them never want to cancel that membership in the first place. So here's the easiest way to kind of get started in thinking about your customer journey maps. You're going to want to do this for several groups and several different paths, so you have them all kind of documented. But let's just start with that customer who became a member. So the nice thing here is that you can reverse engineer from that point of conversion to see what interactions they had that led to that purchase. So what did it look like before they signed up? Did they find you on social? Did they visit a few times with friends? Did they just find you via search? And then you can start to look at how does your brand show up in those different touch points and in those channels? What are you doing in those spaces? Maybe you're not doing enough. Then move forward to what happens when that customer shows up at your facility, at your gym. What are all of those touch points and what does it feel like when they're there? Where might you have some opportunities? And then take another look here at what immediately happens post-visit, right? What happens when they leave? Is that really the end of your communication with them? Because it should not be. That should be just the beginning. So start there, map out the ways you're finding customers, that experience that they have when they come to see you, and what happens when they've left. And I think you're going to find a ton of opportunity to repeat yourself in ways that will really help you avoid customers ever needing to ask for a refund. If you've got questions and you want to chat about it, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, obviously. Like us, rate us, subscribe, do all the things. And until next time, keep that content clear, consistent, and compelling.